Hmm. Narrative.
Me and you. This is going to be a lot more than I signed up for.
Hello, how are you?
I'm going to need Hello, Professor.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Can you mute yourself?
Yep.
Are we waiting for? Let's wait for 10 more minutes. See if some other people will join us. I haven't seen you for a while in the class. Yeah. Oh, unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't. I had a lot going on the last 2 weeks, and I was on my way to class today. Then I saw your message about virtual class.
Oh yeah, today I couldn't make it today. So.
Yeah, I got.
But you have been doing your homework and assignment, right?
Yes,
oh,
I have.
Good, very good.
Yes, I have.
All right. Okay. So you can unmute yourself now. Okay, good. Let's see how who will join us so that we can. Let's say we begin at 10 minutes after 10. If nobody joins us by then you know that. Okay. I got some message. Some of them are from Lily, so she'll be joining soon. And then it's a small class anyway. So yeah, was it you that told me that you have a business, right?
Oh no, I said I probably do have a business. I do a lot of self-contracting work anyway.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I usually, have some type of business going on.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot out of this course.
You're getting a lot out of the course?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a lot of information. Because I have lean certificates, lean manufacturing certificates and stuff like that. And I'm trying to go into the manufacturing side of things. So
what are you going to be manufacturing?
I'm trying to become like an operations manager for real.
Operations manager. Okay.
Something along those lines. That'd be good.
Oh, okay, that's good. Always good to be independent. How run a business, your own business.
Yeah.
You are the one that pays, not the one that's receiving paycheck, but you are the one that make payments.
Right. Yeah. I pretty much come up with all the costs before I even see them return. So, yeah. It's like that.
All right. I think Lily have joined us. Lily, can you hear us? Lily.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, let's start then. We still have more time. I wanted to wait up to 10 minutes so that anybody who doesn't join us by then, you know that they will not be joining. We still have Omar Brown and Kimanir and Kainja Pascal. Okay. So I have not graded your papers yet, but I will grade them soon. I'll grade them. I can tell you this. I will grade them before the next paper is due. Okay. So that you can see what you need to work on in the next paper. I might even grade them this weekend. Depends on how my time is. But the good thing is that there haven't been any complaint about the tests that you do every week so far. Any complaint for the tests?
It was just that one test that it gave me 15 minutes.
Okay. I fixed that. I saw your message and I fixed that immediately.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So I have a Lily is a manager. in a coffee shop. Then Valeria, you have a run a business, basically. Yeah. So there's one more person. I think Omar. He has an online store where he sells clothes. So he recently applied. I think he registered it as an LLC. So that's where he is now. It's a not LLC. He still sells clothes from that store, according to what he told me last time. And then, so even though it's a small class, it's a more of I would say professionals and business owners. So now it is 10:07. They can join us later. Let us begin. Today we're looking at management and motivation. Make sure I can see this page. Yes, I can see it, but I'll take you to the classroom first. We're in week 9 now. So these are the things that you need to complete in week 9. Read chapter 9 and 10. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Let me make sure I have this written properly. Okay, week 9, I'm gonna update week 9 information. I want you to, what I need you to do this week is to read chapters 9 and 10. Chapters 9 and 10. Chapters 9 and 10. Nine and 10 of the course textbook. So that's let me update it now. So chapters 9 and 10. Then do homework. I think I'm in the wrong class. Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong class. I went back and fix this. Let me go back and fix it. All right. 1 minute. Yep, I think it's chapter 10. I will take you to the correct class. This is the, I'm showing you the correct, a different class. So let me take you back. But first of all, let me fix this. Okay. All right, this is your class right here. BUAD 100. And the announcement is we're in week 7, not week 9. We're in week 7. So this one here. Okay. Now for week 7, we're looking at chapters 9 and 10. For the reading materials, and then for the test, you're gonna do test 7, parts 1 and part 2, and they are all due on March 19. Okay, March 19. So after then, now we can now go back to what we have before, which is lecture 7. Now we'll be looking at management and motivation in this lecture. Now I started with a scenario. This is the scenario here. You go out for dinner to your favorite restaurant for a special occasion. The dinner that you have been preparing, that took you a month to prepare. It took you a month to save the money, and your spouse or your friend that you are supposed to go out with that night or your date. They bought a new outfit for the outing. Perhaps if you have children, you must have made an arrangement for a babysitter to take care of the children for the entire evening, which you paid for. So you plan this evening as, to be very splendid. Now, yeah, at the night as night progresses, of course, things started to turn out in a different way, not the way you planned it. Now, when you get to the restaurant, the hostess have no record of your reservation, even though you placed this reservation probably a week or a month ago. Yet they don't have a record of it. Now, this is a restaurant in which Yelp, I'm sure you guys know what Yelp is. Yelp operates a platform that connects consumers with local businesses. And in the form of, sometimes they rate business to tell you, okay, this is the restaurant in your neighborhood. These are the best one. These are this. No. So this restaurant that you booked your reservation a week ago or even a month ago have no record of your reservation. So according to the hostess, so there was the delay before you were able to secure a seat. Then when the waiter appears to ask for your what you want to eat, he was kind of almost he was rude, impatient. Now, after he took your orders, then you have to wait for a long time in a hotel, in a restaurant that's Yelp described as a 5-star restaurant. So now, by the time your food comes, you have already eaten the bread on your table and some pack of mints that you got from your purse. And in fact, you were so unhappy with the whole situation. Eventually, they brought the steak that you ordered, but it was overcooked. And they put a heap of broccoli beside it, which you don't like. You didn't order for broccoli. You order for potato, baked potato. They give you broccoli. Now, when you have all this situation, who do you call to make a complaint? So this is where our lectures begins. Who do you call to make a complaint? No, customers encounter this kind of thing. Not in the same place, but in different places on a daily basis. I mean, not everywhere you go, but there's always this kind of situation. There's always this kind of situation where you have to you need to make some complaint about the kind of service you received in a business. So the key question now again is, who do you report to? The answer is management. You go to the management. So because it is their responsibility to an authority to resolve problems like this. So you look at who is their manager and then you make a complaint. So managers listen to customer complaint every day. As a matter of fact, sometimes they want you to say something about how you are served by the business so that they can know how to improve their services. So in general, both managers and leaders, they play a very important role in the organization. And such role might be something that have to do with interaction with customers, employees, suppliers, contractors, and general public. So at this point, we're ready to look at the different managerial levels we have in an organization. So the title manager refers to the 3 distinct group of people in an organization. We have the top level or executive managers, we have the middle managers, and then we have the first line managers. So let's look at them one by one. the top managers. Now, we call them top managers because they are the highest level of managers within the organization. Okay, so they are the highest level, and one of the things that they do is to set organizational objectives and goals. So now, how do they do that? They scan the external environment for opportunities, and then they help to develop long-range plans, and then make a critical decision that affect the entire organization. So now they are the top. So they the main people that set the objective and goals. And I'll give you an example of that kind of scenario. Now, and that let's say that the company we are working in. I will use a company that makes, maybe let's say a publishing company that publish books. Now, when COVID struck 2 years ago, now social distancing became the norm. And then for publishers, people don't want to touch physical books. A lot of people don't want to touch physical books or other physical books because of fear of getting COVID-19. Now, the top management might say, okay, this is the scenario. From now on, we're going to allocate 90% of our resources to publishing online ebooks, and then the remaining 10% to physical books. So until the situation warrants a reversal of this policy, that would be what they'll be doing. And that's based on that. This goal will be communicated down towards the, to the whole hierarchy of position in the company. So, and if there's a need for training the employees on how to publish online in large quantity, they can do that kind of training or organize seminar. So that would be the goal of the company. Now, again, the marketing strategy for physical books might be different from the marketing strategy for ebooks. The physical book might require you to have book signing events, book tours, which people are scared to get to involve with during the era of COVID-19. Ebook, there are other ways you can market it without even physical touching of people, without even people being in contact with each other. So this goal now will be communicated down, and that the whole company will be working based on that. That is what the top management does. So now, how do you recognize a member of the top managers, or who is the top manager in an organization? How do you know who they are? Well, they usually go by these titles, like titles like Chief Executive Officer, Chief Operations Officer, or General Manager, Chief Financial Officer, and so on and so forth. This is the kind of titles they go by. Yeah. So if you see a member of an organization that have that title, you know automatically that person belongs to the top managerial position. Now let's look at the middle managers. So we call them middle managers or middle level management because their main role is to oversee the frontline managers and then report back to top level managers about the problems, or the progress or the need of the first line managers. So now, in other words, basically, they allocate resources to achieve the goals and objectives set by the top managers. Now, they also involve in identifying and implementing the activities that will help the organization achieve their goals. And then they have you know that this person belong to the middle level managers position if they have that person is a department head, maybe the something like the HR manager or IT manager or the person in charge of finance, or maybe sales manager. So these are the middle management positions, and these are the titles that the middle managers goes with. Now there are more titles. You can see sometimes you can see people that belong to we call them branch managers, store managers, regional directors, and so on and so forth. These are the middle management position. Again, their main role is to oversee the frontline managers and then report back to the top level managers about things like the kind of progress they're making at the front, the problems that the frontline workers, the floor workers are encountering, or the need of the first line managers. Yeah, which leads us to the first line managers now, where the first line managers are the direct supervisors. So what they do is to coordinate the activities that have been developed by the middle managers. In other words, they are responsible for supervising non-managerial employees who are engaged in the tasks and activities on the floor. So they are also required to report to the middle managers the progress, problems, and needs of the floor employees. So they are in direct contact with people on the floor. Okay, so they are actively involved in the day-to-day operations of the business. Basically, that's the best way to put it. So all on the ground management duties are performed by the first line managers. Now, how do you know them? How do you recognize them? Well, they go by the titles such as team leader, office manager, foreman, supervisor. This is the name that goes by, called the first line managers. Now, at this point, we can now explore some of the managerial skills that are needed to succeed at each level of management. So, generally speaking, we have three of them, three managerial skills. Three: technical skills, conceptual skills, and human skills. These are the skills that one needs to have to succeed as a manager. Let's look at technical skills, for example. Now, as the name implies, technical skill has to do with the learned capacity in any given field of work, study, or even play. So with this kind of skill, we can say, okay, a mechanic needs to be able to, take apart and rebuild an engine or to operate various machinery. So this is the kind of technical skill required for a mechanic. Now engineer in a production facility, at least that engineer should understand or be able to figure out, should know basically how the machine, the principle in which the machines that that's been made, that are used to produce, works. Yeah, I'll give you another example. The manager of bakery of a bakery should understand how the at least a little bit how the things like how to place an order for the flour or raw material they need for baking. At least how they understand at least how the books, the accounting books works. What does accounting books tells me about the financial position of the bakery. You should be able to understand that. Or they should be able to know how to use the computer, at least know the basic skills of Excel, Word, and so on and so forth. Then that is for the manager of a bakery. Even if he doesn't know how to use Excel or some of the software that they need to keep their books. As a matter of fact, most of the men among the software they need to know is one that's called Microsoft Access. But suppose he doesn't know how to use them, but at least he knows how to. He can look at what the bookkeeper have done and understand what the message it is telling at that point with respect to how much the bakery is making, where they are making more money from, and so on and so forth. Now, frontline managers need to use technical skill on a daily basis. For example, a frontline manager, one of the technical skills that a frontline manager might include understanding a piece of equipment. For example, the manager must be able to coach employees on how the equipment works. The equipment might be anything. It can be the copying machine. It can be how to use the binder or shredder, or even things like the computer software that the company use for billing or for reordering. So then he has to know how to do that. So these are part of the technical skills. The managers in other corporate roles and at higher levels also need technical skills. I think I mentioned this already. So there are things like something that have to do with, especially the skill that have to do with office, things like typing, programming. I mean, he doesn't have to be an expert programmer, but there's some basic things to the office machines that the manager have to know how they operate. Typical example: most offices have Microsoft have a computer that use Windows operating system. The basic skills of data entry, data retriever, or the manager have to know how to do that. Yeah. So technical skill that will have to do with any learning capacity in any field of work, or even study or play. So that's one of the skills. Then the other one is the human skills. Conceptual skills. Now, conceptual skills. This is very, very important because it means that the manager have the ability to formulate ideas and mental abstractions. So having a conceptual skills means that the manager can generate ideas creatively and intuitively, and also show comprehensive understanding of context or topics. So this kind of skill is very, very important because it can empower managers in all levels of the organization to observe the operations of an organization and frame them conceptually as an aspect of that organization's strategies, objectives, and policies. For example, this kind of skill is needed, especially when it comes to making a decision in a situation of uncertainty. So now I'll give you an example. When after during the COVID-19 era, we have so many things happening at the same time, so many, I would call it so many moving parts, you know, including cost of production, then social distancing, have other things. So even inflation eventually came in after the stimulus payments, cost of things went up. So having the conceptual skill means that the manager can frame and develop strategies and make policies that will enable the company to navigate through these challenges successfully. So, and of particular importance is of this skill is the ability of the manager to communicate the critical strategies, objectives, and policies that the company need to adhere to in order to be able to navigate through these different moving parts that is had become big challenge to the company. Again, I'll give an example here. When combined with information and a measure of creativity, conceptual thinking can result in new ideas, new strategies, and new innovative solutions. So there's a company that says, okay, now we don't have sales much where we have, especially those in the manufacturing. I said, okay, but the new thing now is hand sanitizers. But because during that time, hand sanitizer automatically became hot cake, and there it became scarce too. So many people who knows how to make it then were able to communicate this information on how to, not that they will channel all the resources of the company towards producing hand sanitizer, but they can add the production of hand sanitizers to their production schedule. Okay, we are making wine, but we can now also make hand sanitizer in large quantity. Since the sales from wine is going down, but the sales for hand sanitizer is going up, and then we have making it doesn't require that much. It's just a little diversion of our resources, but in return, we're gonna make a lot of money from doing that. So some companies did it. Some small businesses, especially those who are into small scale production. Yeah. Now, so this is just one example. There are many examples of it. You can say, okay, I always use MySpace and Facebook as an example. MySpace came out, became popular. Then Facebook now figured out a way of adding some value to it, modify certain things, and create a totally different. The same thing MySpace was doing, but they added value to it, modified it, and it became even more popular than MySpace. So you need to have a conversational skill to be able to do that. In other words, especially when you want to do a new project, like what I just explained. So the project is, okay, we have MySpace already. New project is to develop something similar to that, but a little bit different and even more user-friendly and easier. You need to have a conceptual skills so that when this new project lands on your table, on your plate, you are not one to roll up your sleeve and jump into it right away. You can now step back to the drawing board and then conceptualize or theorize make some theories about the project. Is it going to work or not? Are customers going to like it or not? And what will be in for us? Is it something that we need to go in? So it's more of conceptual skills is more of abstract, but the effect is that it can allow the managers to see the big picture, connect the ideas, and then solve complex organizational problems. So having conceptual skill means that the manager have the ability to break down large projects or problems into manageable bits, which is one way of practicing conceptual thinking in the workplace. So in other words, simplifying tasks make them simpler and easy to work on. And you need to have, as the manager, you need to have conceptual skills to be able to do that successfully. Yeah. This leads us to human skills. Well, this is also equally important, very, very important. So why? Because it has to do with the ability to lead people. And of course, in an organization, you have to, as a manager, you are leading people. So having human skills means that you have the combination of social, interpersonal, and leadership skills. So that means that you can create a healthy work environment that is conducive for development, a healthy work environment that is conducive for constructive criticism. It doesn't mean that you cannot, people cannot criticize each other at the workplace, or that the manager cannot criticize. No, but that criticism have to be constructive. Somebody will get something out of that criticism. And also, having this skill means that you can create a healthy work environment that makes sure that or that will enable the company to achieve their goals and objectives. So that means you are also a good communicator as well. So in plain terms, human skills are acquired or natural abilities that help a manager or a leader to positively manage people. So again, let me list some of the things that can be considered human skills. Things like interpersonal and soft skills such as awareness, communication, compassion, and then the ability to inspire loyalty among followers, your subordinates, and you have the ability to motivate them in the workplace. So these are all human skills. Okay. So at this point, does anybody have a question? What I have covered so far? Any question?
Sorry. No, I'm okay.
Okay, good. All right, good. So we have less than 2 minutes left. I'm going to time us out. When I do, wait for 10 minutes, then log back in using the same link. Okay?
Okay, at 10:50?
Yeah, 10:50. Yes, exactly.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. See you then.
Okay, see you.
Yeah.